And then we get to the Kansas City Chiefs. Going into this 2024 season, the Chiefs came off a back-to-back seasons of winning the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl in 2022. They won the Super Bowl in 2022 and 2023. 2024, they was hoping to do the three-peat, become the first. They were hoping to become the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in 3 consecutive seasons, and kind of really establish themselves. Again, they are they had created a dynasty in um, Kansas, but again, they were hoping to just do some more history and cement themselves and finally making a bit of history, winning 3 in a row. Nobody's done 3 in a row. Nobody's won 3 Super Bowls in a row ever. So they was hoping to do that, and really, again, this team's, again, you've got some Hall of Famers already in this team. The Hall of Fame head coach, a Hall of Fame is really around this team anyway. So, but again, they wanted to really have the three-peat. It would have been cool to see it happen. I had going into this 2024 season, I had the Chiefs as my Super Bowl favorites. I said it on camera. I said, the Chiefs. I said I wanted to go back to back. Didn't happen, but let's talk about it. They won the AFC West at the end, and it's kind of whatever at this point. I said in my Broncos video that the closest that's gonna challenge the Chiefs to the AFC West is gonna be the Denver Broncos, and they're the only hope for the AFC West. If they want somebody different to had any chance of doing anything in the AFC West other than the Chiefs, it's got to be the Broncos. So you're gonna have to pray for whoever. So yeah, Denver's the only hope that's going to actually compete with the Chiefs in the AFC West. So yeah, they finished the season 13-2. They had a good start to the season, 10-1. But again, you look at them in the season, and people say, oh, they had a 10-1 season. They had a good, on paper, good season. But I was looking at the Chiefs games, and you could tell at some point there was going to be a drop off anyway. There was going to be a slight drop off with this team at some point. Because again, you cannot keep going every year in, year out, year in, winning. You're going to have to, at some point, have a drop off season. And you were seeing that even though they was 10-1 in the regular season, they started 10-1. Offensively, they wasn't that good. They were shit this year. The Chiefs were shit offensively this year. And it showed at the Super Bowl. They were exposed in the Super Bowl. Exposed. Again, Andy Reid's a legend, absolutely, but offensively they were exposed, man. Exposed offensively, defensively, they were exposed this season. When it came to the point when the Chiefs were up against an elite level offense and an elite level defense, they were exposed. It's okay winning meaningless games against the fucking Giants and these fucking dead teams like the fucking Bears and shit. But when they came up against some elite offenses and some elite defenses, this is when they was getting exposed. Because again, some of those games that they were winning, especially against, like, I think the Bucks or whatever it was, it was one of the games. I think it was like 2 games in a row. They won with a last minute field goal. They won by like 2 points. It was like a 2 point. It was a really, like, the margins were really slim margins, but they would just getting by the scrape of the teeth, skin of the teeth, just getting by the games in the regular season. And when they came up against the Eagles, like smacked their fucking asses, man. But we'll get to that. Again, they had an unbeaten home record for the first time since 2003. So again, they didn't get beat at home this year. First time since 2003, since the 03 season that's happened. Travis Kelce, though, you look at him in that game, in that Super Bowl game, he had a rough game out there. You could really see that it's the end for him. And I've not heard that he's retired yet. We are in March, so again, you're probably going to hear in a few weeks that he's probably is gone. Again, him and Taylor Swift can be on Saturday Night Live, and oh, look at us guys, we're Taylor Swift, oh, whatever, fucker. But yeah, man. Again, Travis Kelce's in his mid-30s now. He's a Hall of Famer. I think it's probably time to move him on. But yeah, like I said, they beat the Texans 23-14 in the divisional round. They again faced the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Beat the Bills in the AFC Championship game, and then they lose to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, a rematch from the Super Bowl in 2022 when they beat the Eagles in 2022 Super Bowl 57 when it was the Eagles and Chiefs. Andy Reid's in-game management that night was better, but Nick Sirianni came back in 2024. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking lose this one, and they just beat the bricks out of them. They were just, again, offensively, Kalen Moore had a fucking plan, and I'm gonna talk about that in my Eagles video after this. But yeah, the game ended. It was like, and especially those first two halves of that game, like the Eagles were 30-0, whatever it was, and then the Chiefs was bringing it back when Mahomes was doing a couple of, he did a passing touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins, and then the quarterback screamed to ultimately get the 2-pointer to get them to 20 points. But yeah, it ended 20-40, and the Eagles won their second Super Bowl. During the season, though, passing yards, they was 14th out of 32. Points for, they was 15th out of 32. Points against, their defense was, they was 4th in defense. Points against, 4th. Rushing yards, running the ball, they was really bottom of the list here, 22 out of 32. Mahomes had a drop off of I think he had a drop off year. He only had 3,928 passing yards this year. Again, that's a really drop off. You're looking at Mahomes, you're hoping that he gets at least over 4,000. Normally, in seasons gone by, he's had over 4,000 passing season. He had a drop off year, 3,928 passing yards. Travis Kelce, you could see here, only had 823 receiving yards. He didn't even. You look at this here, and Travis Kelce didn't even have over 1,000 passing yards season. He had under 1,000 yards, 823 receiving. Again, you look at this roster though, you still have some good additions to this roster though. You have Chris Jones again. He's in his 30s, but again, is it time to move Chris Jones on? That's a question. They gave him a big contract though. But yeah, Chris Jones is on this team. It's going to be Hall of Fame one day. You have Nick Bolton on this team. Nick Bolton, Chris Jones, DJ Humphries on the offensive line. Chris Jones. You had Isaiah Pincio, Kareem Hunt that you got from the skid marks. It's like fucking skid marks, man. Juju Shyster. You have Juju Shyster and Kareem Hunt, and then you had DeAndre Hopkins. You traded a 32-year-old DeAndre Hopkins, and at least he got a Super Bowl for you, so that's good. DeAndre Hopkins, and then Hollywood Brown came in the offseason. And these that then you have to address. Offensive line. Offensive line has to be an issue, because that was an issue in the Super Bowl of Mahomes just getting his ass. He was getting his ass handed to him in the Super Bowl. Offensive tackle has to be addressed. Defensive line, inside linebacker, they need another tight end, especially if Travis Kelce is going to be retiring. Wide receiver, they need to think about, especially running back, because again, running the ball, they was 22nd in the league. They need another running back. And then edge, somebody to help with Nick Bolton and a Chris Jones on the defense side of the ball. So, but again, we'll have to see what happens going into 2025. See what they can do. And again, they have only $7 million cap space. But again, if Travis Kelce does retire, and you move a couple of, again, you can move on DeAndre Hopkins, you can move on Hollywood Brown, and see what you have really to play with in the draft, but in the free agency. But you're looking at, I don't say the end of this team, but again, I think their reign of terror is coming to an end. It will come to an end.